All right, my friends, hello. We have a huge celebration today. Purely Persistent has hit 20,000 subscribers. Yay! I'm so excited. Not just because of the subscriber amount. Actually, that's not why I'm excited at all. The reason I'm excited is because I know that through this channel, Purely Persistent has been making a difference in so many people's lives, including yours, I hope. And so I'm just so blessed and so honored that I have hit this milestone. I mean, I'm certainly a small channel compared to many other YouTube channels out there, but I'm just so thankful for each and every one of you for allowing me to be a part of your journey and to allow me to help you achieve your GED or your HiSET. Now, before we get started, this is a question and answer session. And before we get started with those, though, comment down below and tell me, where are you from? Where are you watching this video from? I love to see people from the East Coast to the West Coast, in the middle, and really around the world. I find it to be just so much fun. So please do comment down below and tell me where you're from. All right, Easy Busy says congratulations. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. If you do have any questions, comment down below. We're going to be on for 20 minutes, and whatever questions you have, I will do my best to answer. But I have a couple of questions here that people asked me before, and I wanted to make sure I answered those as well. So, first, GED or HiSET? Really, what's the difference, and how do you know which one to take? So, GED is actually a little bit more popular, or maybe not popular, but more common than HiSET. But really, they're both just high school equivalency tests, and both of them are going to give you your high school equivalency certificate or maybe a diploma. But what you want to do is you want to make sure, what does your state offer? Because not all states offer all of the tests. I know New York State, for instance, offers the GED. And California, I'm not sure if they offer both, but they do offer the HiSET. And so you really just want to make sure that you know what your state offers. But where you're really, as you prepare, you're preparing for the same thing, which is just to help you pass the test. So even if you're taking the GED and you're studying the HiSET or vice versa, there are just a couple of little differences, not very many. So it doesn't matter which test that you ultimately take. Okay, another question that I have is, what was I for Halloween? What do you think I was? I was a butterfly. I had my hair like up in, I don't know, kind of like antennae, and then I also had some butterfly wings that were really really big. So as my arms moved, my butterfly wings moved. Okay, again, if you have any questions, post them in the comments because I'm here to answer your questions, and it makes it a little more interesting if I'm answering your questions live instead of answering the questions that I have here. Okay, what is my favorite thing about teaching on YouTube? My favorite thing is definitely being able to make a difference in people's lives. I I just never really thought about the impact I would be able to make through YouTube, and I just am really blessed and honored that I have 20,000 people that feel like my content is valuable enough that they've hit that subscribe button. Okay, so we have uh, Noxy. I don't know if I'm saying that right. From upstate New York. Hello, upstate New York. I'm so thankful that you're here studying for the GED test. Right. That's great. Other people comment. Tell me where you're from. I love geography. Right. I have my globe here. I love hearing where people are from. And again, we are here to celebrate because Purely Persistent has hit 20,000 subscribers. Yay! Yay! So huge thanks to all of you. Okay, another question that I have, again, if you have any questions, post them in the chat. I would love to answer your questions. So, what is my advice for the social studies test? Okay, so on the social studies test, I really recommend that you have a thorough understanding of checks and balances. So that's the way that our federal government works. It's actually built into our Constitution. And so there are three branches of the government. There's the executive government or the executive branch, which is the president and the president's cabinet. Then we have the legislative branch, and the legislative branch consists of both the House of Representatives, which is based on population. So I think California uh, has something like 39 or maybe it's 54, maybe it's New York has 39. The larger states have many more representatives, and the smaller states, maybe like North Dakota, Wyoming, uh, they have like one representative. But then all states have two senators, depending, no matter the size or anything, all states get two senators, and that's the legislative branch. And then we have the judicial branch, which consists of the Supreme Court. And so that is my advice for you for the social studies test, to really make sure that you know those. Okay, any questions that you have, please comment them down below. I'm here to answer your live questions because this is our live Q&A, and I'm just so thankful to be here with you. Okay, another question. What makes Michelle so happy? Okay, so what you're getting here, this is me, right? This is the authentic Michelle. All of my happiness is definitely live. I heard today that your brain is actually happier the more fruits and vegetables you eat. So I guess I eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, and maybe that's one reason I'm happy. But really, also just my personality, and I love to laugh, love to giggle. Okay, another question I have is, what is my tip for the science test? So the science test and the social studies test are both actually reading tests. So you want to make sure that you follow my reading strategies. You know how to slay. If you don't know how to do that, check out some of my videos. But with the science test, I recommend that you know the scientific method. And the scientific method is really just going to be the process that scientists or anyone takes regarding the scientific process. So first they come up with a problem, and then they have solutions that, or I guess not solutions, but hypotheses that goes with it. What is their educated guess? And then that follows by an experiment where they have a control group and something that they keep constant, and then a variable that they're changing. And then they ultimately come up with a solution. But whenever you see something in science, know that there is not, if it says prove, that they prove it. That's not the answer, okay? When they say prove, you can't really prove science. And so they can strongly suggest or evidence shows, but proving is not really a thing in science. So comment down below and tell me what test have you taken? Have you taken the science, the reading, social studies, math? Okay, thank you for your question. So it's a not GED related, but I got to ask: have you ever had braces? Are your teeth just naturally perfect like this? Well, thank you. I did have braces. I had really crooked teeth, and I had braces when I was end of high school, or end of middle school, beginning of high school, and got my teeth straightened up. And I appreciate that. I think because I smile so much, it makes my teeth show too. So thank you. Sending my hearts and my love back to you. Okay, any other questions? Please comment down below and let me know. Okay, so another question, what are my tips for the reading test? So I alluded to this earlier, but it's called SLAY. And it's a technique that I made up, and my students helped me come up with the acronym using a hip word. So SLAY is just a technique. So first, go through and just skim, what is this about? L, look at the questions. SL, A, actually read. A, answer the questions, and then Y, check your answers. And so that is a technique that I use all the time, because I don't know if you're like me, but sometimes when I'm reading, especially when I'm taking a test on a boring subject, I just find myself dozing off, not like falling asleep, but really thinking about things that are not related to what I'm reading. And so it's really important that when you're taking the test, especially, that you're focused and that you're paying attention. And this sleigh technique really helps people pay attention to what they are reading. And so I highly suggest that you follow that technique. Okay, any other questions, please comment down below with your questions. I would love to answer them while we are live here on YouTube. Okay, another question that I have here is, what suggestions do I have for the math test? Okay, I think if you go into the math test and you just remember that you're going in to do your best, okay, there are some questions you might not know how to do. Okay. And so don't spend too much time on one question. Spend, maybe a minute or so. And if it's too hard, then you can actually flag the question and then come back to it. And that's my suggestion. Also, really make sure that you know your algebra. Algebra is like 45% of the test. So really make sure that you know how to do algebra. And this week, I am going to have a video posting tomorrow morning about PEMDAS, which is the order of operations, going over an actually a viral video where people are the questions wrong because they're doing the order of operations wrong. And this is a really common mistake. So make sure that you really have a thorough understanding of the order of operations. Okay, any other questions, please comment down below. Let me know your questions. Let me know where you're from. Interact with me. It makes this experience so much better for you and for me if you are attending live. And if you're watching the replay, hello, welcome. Make sure to catch us on our next live. Okay, so suggestions for the writing test. So with the GED, it's the reading language arts. So the reading and the writing and grammar are combined together. Whereas on the HiSET test, it's actually broken into two different tests. So we have reading and then we have writing, which includes the grammar and the essay. And so my suggestion for you is, once you write your essay, to whisper it out loud to yourself. Because sometimes when we read something that we write just in our head, we add in things that are missing. And I do it all the time. Actually, even sometimes when I'm reading out loud my students' essays, I add in words that are not really supposed to be there, but in my mind they are. But if you're reading it to yourself out loud, you're going to be likely to catch those errors that you have. Okay, you'll be able to hear the errors, especially if you're a native English speaker. For my non-native English speaker friends out there, it's effective, but it might not be as effective because you don't have the ear that you've been hearing in English your whole life. Unless you're taking a Spanish test and you speak Spanish as your native language, then you might be able to catch it. But really take some time to, I even say like 3 to 4 minutes to read your essay, whisper it out loud to yourself, even. And don't worry that nobody's going to know, nobody's going to care that you're whispering your test out loud or whispering your essay out loud to yourself. But it's really going to help you catch any of those errors. Okay, friends, again, comment down below if you're new here to our live stream. Comment below. Ask me any sort of question that you have. It can be related to the GED, the HiSET, any of the specific tests that are on those exams. Maybe you have questions about life, questions about money, questions about me, any question that you have, please comment down below, and it makes our interaction here much more lively and fun, since this is a live stream for you. Now, speaking of live stream, this is something that I want to actually do more of. Not just have our question and answer, but take a little bit of time to go over something specifically with you. So maybe move over to my whiteboard, which is actually just right there, and do a little bit of maybe math problems or work on some grammar or something with you, answer some questions so that my live streams are interactive so that you're actually learning, and then you can live or you can replay it anytime you want. For those of you that are new here, we are here celebrating Purely Persistent has hit 20,000 subscribers. Woo! Actually, we are at like 21,000, but this is as quickly as I was able to do it. I'm just so thankful for each and every one of you for being here. And I think that celebrating is something that's really important. So here I'm celebrating that Purely Persistent hit 20,000 subscribers, but it's really important in life that you hit that when you set a goal, which you all have goals right now, that you celebrate and you reward yourself for small milestones. Okay. So maybe maybe you watched 3 hours of purely persistent videos, hopefully not all at once because that might be a little bit too much, but your goal was to watch 3 hours in 3 days. You did that, or you studied for the test. Maybe you attended class or you used an online program. You did that for 3 hours, for an hour every day for 3 days. Maybe go reward yourself for an ice cream or go reward yourself for something else. Maybe you're trying to give up something. Maybe you have a bad habit of um, smoking too much and you decide that you want to cut back, right? So maybe you set a goal, you cut back just a little bit, and then you reward yourself. Not with more cigarettes, but you reward yourself with something else. Taking small times to reward yourself is really important for you so that you keep going with your goals and you keep making life just a little bit better and a little bit better for you. That's my goal, to make today, this week, this year better than yesterday, last week, last year. A little bit better each and every day. So if you have any questions, we have just a couple more minutes left, and I would love to answer your questions. So please comment down in the chat and tell me, what questions do you have for me? Here's a general test question. I say this in so many of my videos. So if you've been with me before, you know. But water, right? Water is so important for your brain. If your brain is dehydrated, you're not actually going to be thinking as well. And so you want to make sure that you're staying hydrated so that your brain is hydrated so that you do better on your test. So my family always says, don't let dehydration ruin your vacation. And you're making your life even better. Soon if you haven't had vacation yet, not necessarily going someplace, but just happiness. I think of happiness as vacation. Soon you'll be there. Okay, so here Bethany asks, is a year enough time to prepare for the GED starting from scratch? Bethany, thank you so much. Fantastic question. And I wish I could answer it, but it really just depends upon so much. Okay. Uh, we, it depends upon, what do you know now? Okay. So if you, if you just dropped out of high school, maybe you have a lot of the information still in your mind, unless you dropped out of high school recently but didn't pay attention the last couple of years. And then maybe you have, maybe you're not remembering. So really, what you remember and what you have learned, that plays a huge difference. So I have some people that I'm working with for a couple of years, and I have other people that get through in a couple of weeks. And so it really just depends upon where you are at this stage in your life, what you remember. But then there's another key as well, and that is, what is motivating you? Why are you here to get your GED? So I was talking with someone today, and he said that he is here for his mom. He only wants to do this because his mom wants him to do it. He doesn't see any purpose, any reason to do this. So I told him he's not going to get this. Like, he's not going to get this soon because he doesn't want it for himself. You have to want this for yourself. Not because your mom wants you to, not because your husband wants you to, but because you want it for yourself. And by having that internal motivation, you're going to be so much more likely to pass your test and go at a much faster rate because you have that motivation. So, Bethany, I know that this was a long winded answer, but just be purely persistent and work hard and get this done. I know that you can do this. Okay, so we have a question. What is the celebration for? 20,000 subscribers. Purely Persistent has hit this milestone, and I'm just so thankful for each and every one of you. Okay, and so Joseph says, I want to say that your lessons have greatly helped me in understanding certain portions of the HiSET that were previously alien for me, most notably the quadratic formula in math. Oh, Joseph, I bet in your mind you're thinking about the Pop Goes the Weasel, right? If you're taking the GED test, the quadratic equation is on there. It's provided for you. If you're taking the HiSET test, it's not, and so you want to memorize it, okay? And first thing I recommend is factoring out the equation that's there if you can. But if you can't, then plug it into this equation. And it's my voice is getting a little hoarse, but I'm going to sing it. It's Pop Goes the Weasel. So x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Yay. Don't mind the scratchy voice. I guess I need some of this water. Okay, and then we have greetings and blessings. Thank you so much. Thank you, very motivating. You're in class right now. Okay, tell all your students, tell all your classmates hello for me and say, don't forget to subscribe to Purely Persistent. But I'm going to end it here. Thank you again so much for all of your support and for allowing me in your lives to help support you in achieving your goal. I am so honored and so blessed and fortunate to be given this opportunity. And I wish you all the best. Make sure that you believe in yourself. Even though I don't know you, I do believe in you. And I know that by you working so hard, you're going to make a difference in your life. I am proud of you, and make sure that you're proud of yourself too, that you believe in yourself and that you are purely persistent. So thank you all, and God bless.